Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Movies and TVs on the Ball. My name is Steve, and with me is
Jay.
and Jay and I just got out of Furiosa,
Right.
a Mad Max saga, which is a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road.
Right.
What's your thoughts on? I've seen Mad Max 1. Let's kind of do a Mad Max 1 is more of him, he's a cop, and there's like a biker gang that kills his family, and he goes mad, doesn't it?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's been years and years and years
Yeah,
since
yeah.
the first one.
I've got them all. I just haven't
Right.
actually done a proper review. But I guess we saw Fury Road
Yeah.
at the
IAMS.
IAMS,
Right.
which is like a nature center that did like a
They do summer movies.
with a
inflatable projector.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about Fury Road
Right.
first. So Fury Road basically, because I think Fury Road is sort of like the fourth one, but it kind of stands on its own.
Right.
Like you don't really have to watch 1, 2, and 3.
No, not at all. Not with the Mad Max. It's sort of.
Kind of, it's because there was I was watching a review and he said maybe all 3 of the movies are in his head.
Right.
Or something, which was kind of interesting. But Fury Road starts out where
I think Max gets captured and
captured, and he gets that chain.
right.
On
It's because they're using him for his blood.
blood. Okay, that's right.
Right.
And they're driving. They put him on a pole,
Right.
which is one of the trucks, and they're moving him toward. They're on a chase to get water from Furious Joe or Immortal Joe.
Right, yeah, they're on one of the war rigs, and then sort of the war rig sort of goes rogue, and it's Furiosa.
Furiosa, who is one of the in Mad Max Fury Road, she is the kind of savior of the brides of Immortal Joe.
Right. And then it's pretty much a however long car chase for
Two and a third. And it's awesome because it has
awesome.
the guitar with the
Right.
fire that comes out, and then there's that guy that's on the thing that's just he moves
like the
back,
poles
back
yeah.
and forth.
Right.
But that's so. What was your thoughts on? Because there's more videos on Furiosa, the prequel.
Right.
What just kind of give us like what was your thoughts on Fury Road before
His
we
Fury Road was like sort of like it was an amazing spectacle. It's a little bit light on the story, but it's pretty much just the spectacle.
Spectacle is
right.
what makes it good.
Right.
And I think Nostalgia Critic did a review of Fury Road, and he said it's like a Road Runner. It's like a Coyote and Road Runner.
Yeah, it's
story.
pretty much just a chase the entire.
Yeah. Meep meep. And it's a chase, and I liked it. And then so now that was 2015. So now we're 2024, 9 years later.
Right.
And we see Furiosa,
Right.
a Mad Max saga. Now, Furiosa was originally supposed to be a spin-off film with Charlize Theron as a sequel to Mad Max Fury Road.
Right.
And I think they just kind of decided to move it back
To a
as a
prequel.
prequel.
Right.
And the prequel, and this one we have Anna Taylor-Johnson. She was in Split. Do you
Right.
remember Split and Glass?
Yeah, I never saw Glass. I think she was in The Menu.
The Menu, yes.
Yeah.
That's another movie she was in. But she's really, like, I saw her in Glass or Split, and I was like, God, this girl can, like,
No, yeah, she's a
really
good actress.
act. I mean, between her, when she's, like, working with, and then you had Chris Hemsworth, Thor, as
Dementis,
who is basically, is he Immortal Joe's?
He sort of he ends up being sort of his rival.
His rival, okay.
Yeah, and they sort of work together some, but they're mostly rivals.
They're
movie.
rivals,
Yeah.
okay.
He's sort of another warlord of the wasteland.
Warlord of the wasteland. Okay, gotcha. And then you have Immortal Joe, a skinny Immortal Joe, kind of a young Immortal Joe.
Yeah, a little younger.
And he still wears the Vader mask, and plastic suit, but he's thinner.
Right.
And he hasn't. Can't remember. He has his wives?
Yeah, he still has
his wives,
yeah.
and his wives are still giving birth to children, and so we see. So it starts out where we see young, like a kid version of Furiosa, and she's in this luscious sort of land, and there's like fruit, and she's with her sister and mother, and as they're picking fruit, then
they see some raiders.
Raiders come by, and they're in like motorcycles, and they're the raiders, and they come by, and they basically plunder the
young Furiosa tries to disable their motorbikes, and then they capture her and drive off,
and then they shave her. No, she doesn't. They keep her there, right.
And then her mom chases after
him. And mom is sort of like, and mom's got like sort of a shotgun rifle with a scope on it. Right. And she starts kind of shooting them one off by another, but it doesn't really work because they drive off.
Right.
And then Furiosa ends up being raised by
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, who is sort of more
Dementus. He's another warlord.
And what do you think of Dementus as a character? Because
it was good. He gets some more. He has a bit more personality than Immortal Joe.
Because Immortal Joe kind of, and I think Immortal Joe he just
sort of stands there.
He stands there menacingly, and he just doesn't have enough. Kind of like he has no character. No personality.
Right.
But he is. He's looking for his wife. Like, I can't remember if he's looking for wives or. No, Chris Hemsworth.
He's just sort of looking for places to plunder.
So he's kind of like a lay of the land.
Yeah, for a while he was trying to figure out where this girl is from, and then we can't figure that out. They run into one of the war boys and then find the Citadel. Yeah,
so the Citadel, which is sort of the
Immortal Joe's territory.
Okay, that's right. Immortal Joe's territory, and I liked the Citadel because it's sort of like kind of this. Kind of not a big city, but sort of a
fortress, like the rocks, national rocks.
Yeah, and what I liked, and I like the fortress, and I like the fact that it was sort of like, just you can kind of see the sort of stepping stones of Immortal Joe. Because remember in Fury Road, Immortal Joe had like I think they were still making the pipes for the water and stuff.
They're still building stuff out.
So I kind of like that story, and I think this because I guess when you look at the Mad Max trilogy, it's not till 2 and 3 when it gets into sort of the post-apocalyptic.
Gotcha.
And I think this is sort of more between 3 and 4 or Fury Road.
Right.
And so he's where was that? So he and Hemsworth, or Immortal Joe and Hemsworth, have a bit of a rivalry going.
Right. And then Dr. Dementus ends up, so he gets sort of pushed back out of the Citadel because all the war boys are, they're fanatical. And
they're more of this. What do you think of the design of the war boys?
I liked them. Yeah, I liked how they,
kind of rode motorcycles.
Yeah, they sort of kept them the same from the first one. Sort of like with the spray paint.
Kind of the white kind of what a spray, what a lovely spray.
Right.
I like that. I liked how how they were sort of like they were young, and I liked how the way they sort of moved. I mean, they had character to them, but they were very kind of like putties, where they were just sort of not really interested. They had
expendable.
They're expendable.
Right.
So. So Furiosa,
Right.
she's kind of got long hair, and she's trying to.
Eventually, she's trying to get, like, her end goal is to get back to her family.
Family, right? And her family, since she's been abducted, because she gets abducted on a motorbike,
Right.
and she as a little girl, and she's got then she turns into Anna Taylor-Joy, and kind of slowly builds up to becoming the Furiosa we all
Right.
love. And
Because she's eventually traded by Dementus to Immortal Joe. Once Dementus captures Gastown.
Gastown, yeah. So there's Gastown, and because I guess the fuel is still getting, because in Fury Road there's more about the water, and I think this one's more focused on gasoline.
Right.
What do you think of that perspective, the water and the gas? I thought it was interesting. I thought it was...
Yeah, it was interesting how, like, they showed Gastown having... I can't remember if it was in Fury Road, like, the moat of, like, oil. Like an oil moat.
Yeah, I kind of, when I was watching Furiosa, I was like going, okay, what... Did this happen in Mad Max? Okay, I remember seeing like, I need the bullet points for Mad Max Fury Road.
Right.
To kind of understand Furiosa. But, like, I kind of... Once in a while, I think I probably went over to you like, okay, how's this connected? And you're like, okay, I know.
Yeah, I can't remember all, because I remember on some of the older Mad Max they had Barter Town.
And
this one they have the Citadel, Bullet Town, and what was it, Gas Town?
Yeah.
Yeah, are the three main
locations. Yeah. And I liked how this one, we get to kind of see, she's kind of, I like how she's in the kind of, with the groups of people,
right?
And you see her take her. We kind of see where she gets her.
The black, black. She sort of, and we see her sort of her mentor that sort of drives the war rig.
Yeah.
And that sort of teaches her the rope.
Yeah, and I thought that character was interesting. I liked how that character was I liked how that character brought something to it. It was kind of like
he's one of the rare things in the Wasteland. It wasn't like just terrible.
Yeah,
because he was like trying to help her out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked how he was. And I think if you look at Furiosa, like, and I was saying this after we watched the movie, Furiosa is a strong female character like Ripley.
Yeah, it's a great character. Yeah, it's almost sort of like. Because in the Fury Road and Furiosa sort of is sort of the better main character than Mad Max.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Well, Mad Max is the Max.
He's sort of
he's bland, but I think well, hell, he's got like a mask on his face for like 3/4 of the movie.
Right. He just doesn't have.
I don't know.
Furiosa had a much more like more complex motivations. And stuff.
Yeah, and I think I think Tom Hardy.
No, he was great in the role.
Charlie. But I think Charlie's.
Better.
And I think I do like how Anna Taylor-Joy wasn't like, I'm trying to be Charlize Theron. I could tell them apart.
Yeah.
But like I didn't like go, oh gosh, she's no. It wasn't like watching. It wasn't like watching a girl, like, someone who can like play a character, like a Superman, like a Wonder Woman. Kind of the same way I look at Gal Gadot, where I was like, oh, she's a strong character, she's interesting.
Yeah.
She's not like, oh, I'm just, bland.
She has a lot of depth.
She might, like I said, Ripley, kind of that kind of thing.
Right.
I liked how she. And we kind of can tell how she. I liked how she kind of comes into her way,
Right.
But I like this one. I feel like I wish I watched Fury Road before I watched this, so I could get kind of more, into it. Like I wasn't into it. It wasn't that I wasn't into it. It was just, it was really, it was really. Like, okay, I'm trying to remember what happened in Fury Road.
Right.
But this one brought it. I liked how I liked Chris Hemsworth's character.
No, yeah.
You know, I thought he played
He
it.
brought some zaniness.
He brought some zaniness because,
Right.
like, you kind of see with Thor,
But he's also like sort of conniving with his
could
like,
not,
plans.
like he can play a villain,
yeah.
but charming, but a little bit kind of a cynical, a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I liked the spray people,
Yeah, they're always good. Yeah.
and I thought it was, you know, it didn't feel like it had more depth than a
Right.
chase
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah, so they sort of, and then sadly, you know, with that they had to, you know, cut. So it wasn't just all spectacle, but it is a better story, I'd say.
Yeah.
Is sort of like my takeaway.
Takeaway. I liked it. I feel like this film is a great, like, you know, it didn't. It was strong. I mean, I like this film because it really kind of it puts the pieces together between, I
Right.
guess, Thunderdome and Fury Road
Yeah.
pretty well.
Right.
And you know, I feel like, and the film kind of ends where she's on her way to free the wives of Immortal Joe. So it kind of
Ties into
the Fury Road. So I could kind of see myself, you know, maybe what we'll do is when Furiosa comes out on DVD, we'll
like a
do
double
like
feature.
Mad Max 1, 2, 3, Furiosa, Fury Road,
Right.
and kind of go into. But I give it between, I guess, I'll give it a B plus.
Okay.
I mean, I look at it as, maybe an A. Not like I wasn't. I think I was. It wasn't as. I mean, it was as fast. Like, oh my gosh, look at, you know, the spectacles.
Right.
You know, was amazingly looking, and I felt like the story was great.
Right.
But it wasn't. It wasn't as fun. I wouldn't say fun, but it wasn't
No,
as.
I think it's a better movie overall than Fury Road, but Fury Road sort of stands out.
Stands
'cause
out.
Of it just it was the
It's just
craziness.
it's
of the
crazy.
spectacle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's not that Furiosa was bad. It was just Fury Road. Like Fury, I can see why Fury Road won all those Oscars
Right.
or were nominated for those Oscars.
But
And
sort of feel like this is the better like movie. You know,
movie,
from a
like
storyline.
it's got more depth.
Right.
Yeah. So I would say I feel like this was probably I'll give this one. What did I say? A B.
B plus. I think.
B plus. I think B plus would be kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
I'd say yeah.
I mean, Fury Road. I think Fury Road for his visuals did a better job, but I also think that Furiosa had to really, you know, get that hype that Fury Road, you know, kind of like, okay, Fury Road's got this hype, and Furiosa takes just a little bit of it, but plays with it,
Right.
You know, so that is our look at Fury Road, or yeah, Furiosa, Leviosa, Wingardium Furiosa,
Right.
and I'm Steve,
And I'm Jay.
and see you at the movies. Bye. Do 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 do.